Welcome to the Afro Latina Show. I am your host, Alicia Anabel Santos, La Diosa Dominicana, La Santera. Welcome to episode 154. People are dying. I have a heavy, heavy heart today. This has been a beautiful week because I was celebrating my partner's birthday. And so it was lovely to celebrate her life. But unfortunately, it's been a devastating week at the same time, and an emotional week. There has been a lot of loss, a lot of people dying. I'm thinking about Marielle Franco, an activist, a young woman, councilwoman in Brazil who was assassinated in her car, her and her driver, and a queer woman, a Black woman who is fighting for justice, fighting for the rights of people who live in favelas, and was very outspoken in terms of police brutality. I'm thinking about the people who died in Miami when a bridge collapsed and killed some students and passersby in their cars. I'm thinking about some people recently who have been killed in car accidents because everybody's in a rush. There's this race to get somewhere. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, and there was a lot of activity. I was in Times Square and there were a lot of people. Listen, I used to love St. Patrick's Day when I was younger because I loved partying, you know. Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day, right? And at the same time, yesterday I was feeling like this energy of you have to be very careful because with partying and drinking, there can be tragedy because there are people who will drink and drive. My partner's secretary died in a car accident yesterday. A car cut her off. Her car spun out of control. And she was in a car with her daughter, and she died in that accident. She leaves 3 daughters. I spoke to my cousin yesterday, who told me that she lost her cousin also in a car accident where a truck cut him off, a young man, 30 years old, who was expecting a baby, and his car was completely demolished and he died as well. A sister friend, a spirit sister, lost her aunt. Another friend lost her grandmother. And my brother-in-law lost his sister. So in addition to all of this loss, this heavy loss and grief that is overwhelming, our people are dying. Black and brown people are dying. Black and brown people are being targeted, are being murdered. I don't even know what to say. People are dying. I guess my meditation today is how can we hold on to peace when the world is filled with such chaos and there's so much anger and tension in the world. There's so much injustice. There's so much cruelty. There's so much hate. How do we hold on to love when the people we love are dying? And we feel so alone sometimes, and we feel so helpless sometimes, and we feel so angry and agitated, and when we want to fight, and we want to fight against these governments and these, in our oppressors and all of these systems that are meant to kill us. How do we hold on to love? How do we encourage? How do we inspire love? I was watching a live stream today of all of the demonstrations in Brazil. And my girlfriend and I were in the car, and she's like, people are dying every day. Black people are dying every day. And Marielle Franco is, she's getting so much press. And I had to remind my partner that the thing is that it's not that Marielle Franco is getting all of this press and, Fulanita, who's no name from La Favela or from some hood in, in the Bronx or, in Atlanta somewhere or in Maryland somewhere, where the most impoverished people are living, right? It's not that their stories don't matter. It's that she has a following and she's someone who was famous, and so I'm not going to sit here and be mad about her, getting, recognition or being spoken about, in the mainstream, where fulanita de tal from, the Bronx might not get press, like some of the girls who, like a very real issue happening in the Bronx is so many young girls disappearing, I feel like, Mariel Franco is me, and so how do we continue to do the work that we do as writers and artists and creators and leaders and teachers and activists? How do we continue to do this work as Black and brown people, as people of color, as queer people? It requires so much protection, spiritual protection. We are at war right now, yo. That's how I'm feeling. We are at war right now. And I guess for me, the question is, how am I going to stand and fight this battle? How am I going to arm myself? What gear am I going to walk with? And so I think it's important that I remember that for me, it's about spiritual warfare. It's about arming myself with the spiritual things that guide me. And I know that may not be what people rely on and call on. So I would just urge you to practice some form of self-care, because the thing is, we can't keep going at this rate where we're so desperate and we're rushing around and we're killing people in cars and we're shooting people and we're fighting people and we're beating people and we're walking around so tense and so aggressive, and we don't know where to put that fucking rage that's justifiable. Because when you come from an impoverished society, when you come from a community where stomachs are growling, yeah, there's going to be violence, and it's hard out here, yo. But we are being called, those of us who are the healers and the light workers, that we have to find ways to share that expression of love with those who need it most. In the work that we do and how we move in the world, and it's all right to be angry. I'm not saying don't be angry, yo, because we have every fucking right to be angry. But we also have to find that place where we can connect to our peace. And so today I'm feeling heavy, but I also want to send out love, right? I want to send out love to all of the people who have lost people this week, man. I'm sending so many prayers of strength and peace and tranquility and love and love and love and more love. And I just want to bathe you in love. And so with that, let's meditate. Let's take some deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Today, as we meditate, I want you to silently call out the names of the people that you have lost in your life, that you just want to send love to and ask for strength from. Your ancestors, friends, lovers, parents, guardians. It could be famous people, people that you admired and respect, that you're just calling on to walk with you and give you something, a little something extra today. Something that they possessed, a quality, a trait, a characteristic that you loved or admired from this person that passed, that transitioned. What do you need from them? What would you like to say to them? Let's take a moment and be with them right now. If you're dealing with loss right now, if you've lost someone and you're grieving, I pray for your healing. I pray for your faith to be strengthened. I pray for you to just find some solace, to do something loving. How can you honor someone that you lost? What can you do in their name that you can give them in gratitude for being a presence in your life? When you're ready, come out of meditation. I'm very fidgety, very fidgety. I feel things everywhere, all around me. Take a bath. Spray your favorite perfume in the water, some honey. Buy yourself some flowers. Throw the petals inside. This works for men and women. Get a bath bomb. Throw some oil in it. Light some candles. Pour yourself a Modelo or Presidente or a shot of Brugal or a glass of wine, or pour yourself a glass of water. Have a cup of tea. And sit in the water and just soak and cry and release and let go and give thanks for the things that are good in your life, because we are alive, yo. Family, I'm sending you so much love, so much love. My intention for today is to hold space for those who need it most. Ache. Peace.